Hello, I'm Elisa and I'm back with another video about Anhedonia. This time I'll be talking about reminders that may be important for people who are fighting Anhedonia to keep in mind. Well, I may just be stating the obvious from the point of view of certain people. If you've made it to that point, I'm very proud of you. If you haven't, well, that's what I'm here for. Because, as I mentioned in my last video, I've been okay for 1.5 years now, despite being unable to experience positive emotions, and well, I haven't given up hope yet, and I'll probably never give up hope that I will recover one day. But what matters is that I'm okay, that my life is worth living, and if I can help anyone accomplish something similar, that would give me a lot of positive thoughts. So the most important reminder, in my opinion, is that it's I think, therefore I am, and not I feel, therefore I am. It's true that society tends to place a lot of importance on emotions nowadays. Like, for example, debates are more about insulting your opponent or about making the audience laugh. Stories like that are being told in movies or books, they are also more about, well, emotions than about anything that's intellectually stimulating or creatively stimulating. So if you cannot experience that, I do not blame you for feeling incomplete. But that is not true, because, well, some people say that it's your actions that define you and not your thoughts. And, well, now it's my turn to say that it's your thoughts that define you and not your emotions. Because if you have positive thoughts towards another person, you still care about them, even if you do not feel affection. If you have positive thoughts about a certain subject, well, you can still be passionate about it in a non-emotional way, even though you cannot feel said passion. And of course, even without positive... Okay, the question is, what happened just now? Well, the mailman arrived and dropped off something. So, as you could just observe, like, I do still mimic emotions like annoyance or anything that's about me not taking myself too seriously. It's actually pretty liberating to do, because again, I was acting on my thoughts and not on anything I wasn't feeling. Of course, you can still always use your thoughts to inspire other people and to make them feel positive emotions. And again, if you feel powerless, that is something that could really help you feel more in control of your life, of your circumstances. Because again, the changes you are responsible for are visible. It's visible that you still have an impact on your surroundings and on other people. So you really should focus on reminding yourself of that fact as well. In addition to your more basic physical needs like eating and sleeping, some people suffering from anhedonia tend to forget that, well, at least some of us still need physical affection, even though you do not feel anything when getting it. So don't neglect yourself in that regard, just and don't be too prideful to ask for it. well, I'm too prideful to ask for it, but I'm an animal person, so I pet the dog who has been visiting us every afternoon. I ride horses, and I'm obviously very affectionate with them too. So if you suddenly feel miserable and lonely and like your senses are kind of cut off, like there's a gaping hole in your chest, maybe it's just because your affection starved, so try to fix that. Another need that is easy to ignore is the need for companionship. Because even if you cannot have fun with your friends, you'll still feel lonely without them. So try to stay in touch with them, talk to them, and well, it would be stupid of me to say have fun with them, but you can still have positive thoughts when being around them, and you should really make that happen. Also, it feels really good in a mental sense, if I'm making sense, to see that others are experiencing positive emotions in your company, and to see others having fun around you. The next point is it's really important to remind yourself that your needs, your preferences, your values are still valid regardless. I've personally had to deal with a professional who told me that everything that made me me was something to be fixed, that my personality was a part of my illness. If you are a bit of an eccentric person with needs that are different from those of the majority, it could happen to you as well, so be prepared for it and know that anyone who tells you anything like this is telling you nonsense. And well, you should be confident in yourself and in your intellect, in your ability to analyze yourself, and well, in general, it's really important to be self-aware. That is something you should always be focusing on. Also keep in mind that even if you cannot feel positive emotions, doing or not doing certain things can still make you feel miserable, so try to avoid doing or not doing those things. This is a really stupid example, but if you ignore a friend for too long because, well, you cannot feel affection for them, or because you cannot have actual fun with them in an emotional way, you are still going to feel miserable if you lose them as a friend. So again, come to appreciate them in a different way, and well, just maintain that friendship if the one in question is being respectful and considerate about your condition, because otherwise, well, they are not worthy of being your friend. What I personally believe is also important is to find a balance between acknowledging your negative emotions and not wallowing in self-pity. There's a productive way of going about it. Like, for example, if you are feeling miserable for a reason, you should obviously go and fix that. If it's because of your anhedonia, because, well, it's very understandable that you are grieving for the part of yourself that you lost, and it's perfectly acceptable for you to actually be sad about this. I can, well, almost promise you that this will get better once you get more used to your condition, because again, you will come to realize that there's so much more that makes you you than your emotions. But again, if it's something that you can change at the moment, do go and change it. Because even though changing it does not make you feel happy, it makes you feel less miserable. And well, I think it's really impactful when it comes to your quality of life to just not be miserable. If you can say I'm okay, and if you can say I'm in a good mood right now, I'm feeling good physically, I'm having positive thoughts, I think you too will come to conclude that your life is worth living. And again, that is the goal you should be aiming for. Well, as I said in my previous video, I wish you nothing but the best on your recovery. That's a grammar mistake I can't be bothered to fix right now. Keep fighting, you're not alone. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me on Twitter. I will include a link to my Twitter profile below. And take care of yourself. Bye bye.